The Master. The Master was released in 2012 and is written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and stars Joaquin Phoenix, Phillip Seymour Hoffman, with Amy Adams, Rami Malek, Jesse Plemons and Laura Dern. And basically, the film tells the story of Joaquin Phoenix's character, who is a World War II naval veteran. And basically, at the start of the film, he's lost his way in life, but at the same time, though, he's quite mad. He's a character that gets into a lot of fights, but at the same time, though, he doesn't really know what he's doing with his life. That is until he comes into contact with a cult, and this cult refers to themselves as the Cause, and the Cause is led by a character called the Master in the film, played by Phillip Seymour Hoffman. And basically, this cult called the Cause is quite an unusual and odd cult, and they have quite a lot of odd things about them. And throughout the film, you watch this cult called the Cause try and convert Joaquin Phoenix's character to their cult, to their religion, if you will. And that's the plot of the film. That's the fictional plot of the film. And at the same time, though, you also have other characters that are coming into it. For example, Amy Adams' character plays a key role in the film. So does Rami Malek's character, so does Jesse Plemons' character, and so does Laura Dern's character. But the main plot of the film is, you know, all these characters trying to convert Joaquin Phoenix's character, a World War II veteran, to this cult, to this religion called the Cause. The film also focuses on the bond between Joaquin Phoenix's character and Phillip Seymour Hoffman's character, which is quite something to watch in the film as well. And that's basically a part of The Master. I've tried to explain it as best as possible. And also, there's one thing I should mention about the film. The cult that you see in the film is based on a certain religion. I'm not going to name the religion, but it's based on a certain religion that is still around today. And all I'm going to say about the religion is that it's been taken up by a lot of famous actors. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say what religion it is, but there you go. And that's what the film is based on. Basically, that's what you see in the film. The creation of this religion that was referred to as the Cause in the film. I think this film is fascinating. I really do. And I really didn't expect to feel as invested in it as I did. I mean, the film is about 2 hours and a half. And I'm not gonna lie, there are some tedious moments in there. Some moments where it's quite slow. And at the same time, there are some moments where I was like, oh god, that's not gonna be an image I'm gonna, you know, forget any time quickly. Because there are quite a lot of shocking images in this film, to say the least. But, at the same time though, I just found this film fascinating. And I found it fascinating for a number of reasons. I mean, the way it's beautifully shot in the film. Honestly, the cinematography of the film is absolutely fantastic. It's one of those films which you can literally take certain shots of the film and put them in a picture frame. They're that fantastic. The cinematography in itself is incredible. But at the same time though, it is really well directed. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson film in the end. And I've only seen 2 of Paul Thomas Anderson films now. I've seen Punch Drunk Love, which I love that film. I love Punch Drunk Love so much. But at the same time though, this is the second Paul Thomas Anderson film I've seen. And I must admit, I prefer Punch Drunk Love, only because it's a bit more enjoyable. I had a bit more enjoyment with that film, but The Master was still mesmerising in my opinion, and I was constantly invested in the film. Literally, from the moment you see Joaquin Phoenix's character, who's the protagonist of the film, on the screen, I was like, wow, okay, now I'm really getting invested. Just the cinematography, you know, Joaquin Phoenix's excellent performance. Honestly, he gives off such an incredible performance. It's so Oscar-worthy performance. You know, I don't know if he did get nominated for an Oscar in this film, but he should have. He should have got nominated for an Oscar for his performance, and so should have Phillip Seymour Hoffman, because they are both so mesmerising in the film. Particularly scenes where they're both together. You're just like, oh, I'm constantly using. I don't want to look away, because honestly, the acting they're doing just, it's so investing and so just intriguing, so compelling. And yes, it is one of those films which has those dark and really hard to watch moments, but at the same time, they're so mesmerising, those moments, and those moments where you're just like, I want to look away, but I can't, because it's so mesmerising to look at. That's why I think the film succeeds, in the way it's beautifully shot, the direction, the performances. You know, Joaquin Phoenix is incredible, so is Phillip Seymour Hoffman, but so is Amy Adams as well. She's really great in the film, and so is Rami Malek. He's quite an unusual character to watch out in the film, and also with Laura Dern. There's one genius scene with Laura Dern as well, which is, I just thought was genius in the third act of the film, which basically just said that everything to do with this fictional cult called the Cause is just complete and utter nonsense. And I just thought that was incredible. That one scene, I mean, it was a really genius scene, which I literally watched it, I just thought that is genius. And it is really well written as well. Like I said, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson film, and everything flows really well in the film. But at the same time though, the film has a fantastic musical score by Johnny Greenwood, which is both orchestral and non-orchestral, and that works really well. It's a really effective score. It's a superb score for the film. I really like the musical score for the film. But I must admit, it is not a perfect film in my opinion. I do have some problems with it, I must admit. For example, I don't really like the way that Joaquin Phoenix's character comes into contact with this cult. Well, it could have been done better. Literally, going into a case that Joaquin Phoenix's character, he's just stumbling one night, he stumbles into this boat where this cult is, and that's basically how it's done. Joaquin Phoenix just stumbles into this boat, and you meet all these new characters. That's how it all works, and that's how the plot moves forward. And I just didn't really like that transition that well. I thought it could have been done a bit better. And at the same time, though, there are some tedious moments in the film. It is a quite slow film, and at 2 hours and a half, there were some moments in the film where I was just a bit like, okay, can we not move this scene along a bit? But, saying all that, I was still constantly invested in the film, and that was something I never expected. I didn't really know what I was going for with this film, and let me tell you now, woo, it's one heck of a film that I just found fascinating. I mean, I've only seen it once, and I will definitely go and see it again. I don't know if I'll see it again soon, but I will definitely, within the next year or so, go and rewatch the film, because it's, like I said, it's beautifully shot, and the cinematography is incredible, and the performances are all incredible, and just the way that it's directed and the way it's all put together, like, it feels disjointed, it just feels odd and unusual the way it's all put together. But when you realise what this film is based on, I mean, I'm not going to say which religion it is based on, but it's based on quite a famous religion. But when you realise what, religion this film is based on, you realise why it might be all those things. You realise why it might feel disjointed, or it might feel unusual, because it is based on quite an unusual religion, to say the least. And I really like this film, and I really didn't expect to. I think it's mesmerising, I think it's fascinating, and it is a Paul Thomas Anderson film. Yeah, it's unusual, it's odd, and I really, really like it. And although I do prefer Punch Drunk Love, because honestly that film is just so enjoyable to watch, and the more I think about Punch Drunk Love, the more I just love it, I'm going to admit. But although I do prefer Punch Drunk Love, I think The Master is still a fascinating and really intriguing film. And so for that reason, I don't know what I'm going to rate this film, because I've only seen it once, and I don't feel I can give it a fair rating if I've seen it once. So for now, I think I'm just going to go with a rating of, I'm going to say it's about an 8.8 out of 10. But, saying that, I am going to go back and rewatch this film. So maybe I'll like it more next time, or maybe I'll like it less. But for now, for me personally, it's going to be about an 8.8 out of 10. I mean, it's not for everyone. I can see why people might dislike this film. I can also see why people might really, really love it. Personally, I'm kind of in the middle, although leaning to the really like stage. I mean, although I have given this film a high rating, that's maybe just the way the film's made and the way it's constructed and the performance in the film. But, personally for me, there are some moments in the film which, I don't know, I'll have to go back and revisit. I can't really put my finger on what made this film so fascinating and so mesmerising to watch, but I will go back and rewatch the film. For now, it is one of those films which really get you thinking, and honestly, I just thought it was fascinating. Personally for me, I was constantly invested, and I thought it was beautifully made, and so for that reason, I'm going to say The Master is an 8.8 out of 10 from me. Anyway guys, what do you think of The Master? Do you love it, do you hate it, or have you just not watched it? If not, why not? Please do comment down below, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching. If you haven't yet, please do click down below and like and subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more, both film and TV reviews coming very, very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!